It's the beginning of June and I thought I'd do a quick update. This is my arroz con pollo that I actually overwintered in the ground by covering it over when we had some frost here in Tallahassee, Florida. And then this whole section coming around here, stretching around the corner. I think my lens is a little foggy. It was a cross in the F2 generation between a hatch and a lemon drop. And I have ridiculously different pods on stuff. This one looks, some of them look like pseudo reaper with a little tail. Most of them kind of have this wrinkly thing, which I don't know. I know something crossbred in it. This one looks, I think it's got some bonnet genes in it because it's got this little scooping at the top. And then this back here, which has broken very easily. That's another, it seems like a trait of this cross, where kind of the weak, limpy branches of the bacatum genes have kind of been passed on. Anyway, so a lot of these are breaking, but they're like giant. They have the flavor of a ghost, and I grew some peach ghost last year. And anyway, they've got a ghost heat as well. And apparently are dropping their pods. This is what I feel relatively confident that that's some bonnet. I'm sorry, not, yeah, Scotch bonnet in there. The lobing looks right, and then kind of the thickness. And I'm real stoked about that. And then this one, and only this one, seems to be having a fungal infection of some kind. I'm not real clear on that. Some of them, some of the crosses seem to be what I think is actual F2. Like this one, this just has kind of a typical annuum shape to it. And then this one, some of them have a little bit of a ghost action to them, and I'm curious to see how it turns out. And this is another one that I think has some bonnet in it, which I grew a bunch of bonnets, so I'm definitely pollen floating around. They have sort of what I think of as bonnet lobing, the leaves of bonnet, I believe, and then the thickness of the walls. And again, more branches breaking. Some of that's because they're very productive, and then some might be because I topped, I don't know. And this one's finally changing color. Oh no, there's a rotten spot. I gotta get that. Dang it. And this is a cross with a tepin based on the leaf shape, this upright nature of it, a little bit of the fuzz, and the shape of these pods. So real small pods, good flavor, less seed than the original tepin. But again, all of these also have lemon drop and hatch mixed in there, and they're just turning out all crazy different sorts of ways. I don't think I'll go over all my varieties here, but kind of give an update on, I have the back row is bacatum. This is all bacatum, different kinds. The center row is all chinense, and then this front row is annuum, and it's kind of worked out the way that I was hoping that it would. So the front row is short and stocky like annuum tends to be, and so they're not being shaded out by another row. The chinense is turning into a medium height, big bushy chinense, and then the back row is flopping over like I always seem to have bacatum do, because they're this long vine-like weepy growth pattern. And so I'm hanging them up with just cheap yarn, and I'm wrapping it around the base, tying a knot there, and then kind of circling up the plant, and then tying it off. And so far it's worked. I might have to readdress some of these, but they are at least better than they were doing. This is Cap 455. I'll zoom in on that guy. That is loaded. Thank you, Sandra Tipton, because it's doing awesome. And then I have just a bunch of different kinds of chinense, and then Again, in the front row, some different Annuum. Some of these are doing this, and I don't know if this is like some kind of root fungal infection that's starting from the bottom, but we've had a ton of rain, and yet they're looking like they're bone dry, and so I assume that that is a root issue. I'll point out, this is all what I think are different crosses that have been volunteers that have moved into this area, just to kind of see how they turn out. This is maybe the most interesting one, because I don't know if you can see, look how long so that's the pod starting to form there. Look how long that stem is. It's just kind of funny. Anyway, I don't know if I have much else to say other than they're doing well. It's June. Things that I've done differently is that I topped all of these this year, and by appearances and comparing with last year at the same time, that's actually why I'm doing this video, because I have a previous video that I put out a year ago exactly, and Facebook reminded me that I had uploaded it. I think they're further behind than they were last year, and I did not top last year. And you know, some of that could be the weather. We have just been bone dry in Tallahassee. We have been rain free for like the last 2 months, something like that. And then this weekend we've been starting to get some rain, so I've been out here watering most days. So that could also be an explanation why they're smaller. But I'm also suspecting that it could just be because I topped, and maybe I'm still trying to think about whether I want to continue to do that or not. I am liking the amount of fruit sites that I have and flower sites because of topping, but so far I haven't seen a yield increase from it. Anyway, that's the update. If you have questions, I would be quite happy to respond to them if you do it in the comment section. Thank you guys.